When you think of Belize's barrier reef, you picture vibrant corals, crystal clear water, and an underwater world bursting with life. It's one of our greatest natural treasures. But there's a troubling reality beneath the surface. A new 2024 Mesoamerican Reef Report Card shows that more than a third of Belize's reefs are now in poor condition, and over 20% are considered critical. Conservationists say one major issue continues to rise on top. That's improper wastewater management. Rafael Martinez Jr., Belize's country coordinator for Healthy Reefs for Healthy People, explains why what happens on land is having serious consequences at sea.
Well, water quality is a factor that we've also looked into, including sewage waste. This is something that has impacted the reef in terms of introducing excess nutrients into these environments. Also pathogens that could be entered these environments from wastewater. So these are some things that we also look at and factor in when we're assessing the reef. Excess nutrients could actually cause macroalgae growth, macroalgae proliferation. So it could actually weaken or makes the corals more susceptible to diseases, as well as reduces the oxygen levels in these waters.
In Belize, anyone releasing wastewater into the environment must first get a license from the Department of the Environment and meet strict standards to limit pollution. Environmental Officer Kenrick Gordon says that before 2018, solid waste and poor water quality were among the biggest environmental challenges facing the country.
We do work closely along with BWS as the major industry to deal along with wastewater, but our responsibility too is also at the industries in terms of the wastewater from the banana sector, from the BSI, from the sugar sector, from the citrus sector, right? From the hotels, resort, all of those have to meet standards, right? We do have an initiative that we're going to try to promote even more for the private sector to tap into. The crew, which is sort of like it is a revolving fund to be able to help small investors retrofit or change their septic system that are not the ideal thing that we want to see along the waterways.
Data shows that sewage waste and greywater runoff remain one of the leading causes of pollutants ending up in Belize's ocean spaces. When unclean water is improperly disposed of, it seeps into the ground and sediments are carried into rivers, which eventually lead to the sea. And it's not just sewage waste that can have harmful impacts. Something as simple as the water you use to wash your hands with and the soap can have devastating impacts on the reef. Zeta Franco Leon is one of 3 lab analysts at the Hummingbird Analytical Laboratory at the University of Belize, where water samples from across the country are tested daily. She explains how even small changes in the environment can have serious consequences for the reef.
We're looking at the pH of the water, the conductivity. When it comes to the oceans, the salinity is also very important. And when it comes to the chemical parameters, nitrates, phosphates, and even the sulfates are very important when it comes to the health of the ocean waters. Nitrates, as we know, is very important to monitor. It does give an indication of potential algal blooms. Phosphates do have an indication whether you have suds from soap that are running off, perhaps from home use, and also from agricultural runoffs, because if you think about the nitrogen, phosphates, and potassium that are put into the soil, those eventually can cause a runoff and then go into our oceans as well.
The Department of the Environment notes that major stakeholders, including Belize Water Services, are making efforts to better manage wastewater disposal. However, immediate action needs to be taken by all stakeholders for lasting change. That includes the average Belizean building a home and farmers watering their crops.
Water quality is something that we can actively control, ensuring that our agricultural farms are well equipped and are using sustainable practices so that the runoff from these farms are not entering into the environment, and so that the proper septic systems are put in place at the quays and in homes, because a lot of us, or some of us, might have septics that are not not in an enclosed system, right? So this could also trickle down into the groundwater and enter the water table, eventually enter into the marine environment.
The latest 2024 Healthy Reefs report card raises red flags. Most reef areas are only rated fair, and not a single subregion ranks good. The health of the reef depends on clean, balanced waters, and when that balance is disrupted, the entire ecosystem suffers. Regular monitoring and water testing have become essential tools, helping scientists to track changes over time and identify areas at risk. Lab analyst Geneva Quiroz says these efforts help shape strategies to protect marine life.
We have a very beautiful and diverse culture with a lot of resources, and by understanding what we have, especially water quality, we know how to better move on from here, how we could better our water quality or how we can maintain it in the household, being in the sea, however it is.
The Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future is calling on all Belizeans to raise awareness about the issue and reevaluate how their actions are impacting Belize's valuable barrier reef and the communities that depend on it. Britney Gordon for News 5.